Behold, a cold open. Joe, many parents believe their child is very smart. You have a child. You probably believe that, but you're biased. You can't be believed. I, however, am totally objective. I am primed to think your son is a dumbass and all of his words are childish and not to be listened to. However, you really hit me with an incredible piece of information lately when you told me that your son, Ivan, actually not only is smart for his age, but has lapped you intellectually.
Yeah, he's like objectively smart in adult terms. I picked him up from daycare, and he has a little cubby, like his outgoing stuff. So if he had snacks or something, or there were things given out during the day, I can take them home. In there was a Shadow the Hedgehog plushie that I guess was from a like someone's maybe little birthday party or something. But anyway, dude, he does not like Shadow the Hedgehog.
What did he say? What did he say, Joe?
I handed it to him, and he said, just like in a very tired way, he looked at me and said, "I do not like him. He's angry." And I was
He knows.
That's true. And then when I put him in the car, he was again like he's acting like Shadow the Hedgehog is like an annoying relative he has to deal with. Like he's just like really like just like I can't fucking believe this. And again, I put him in the car and he's like, "I don't like this." And he points to his spines and said, "He has too many ears." And I'm just like, just get his ass. Just get his ass. I don't like him either. I did not. I was honestly shocked to find Shadow the Hedgehog in his cubby. That scared me a little bit.
Shadow's rude. He's evil version of Sonic. Sonic's a nice guy. Shadow's rude.
He has a gun. He kills people.
Yes, there's a game where he has a gun. He's literally the opposite of Sonic. Red and black. Sonic is white and blue.
Can I maybe change your perspective and maybe own your son a little bit also?
Oh, please do.
He might have a gun. He might be detached and angry, but he also kills cops. I don't know if you've played the game Shadow the Hedgehog. You can kill cops with a gun in that game.
And you win?
And you win by doing that. That is the objective, is like you kill the like cops and the state government coming after you. Like, it's kind of like he's like kind of angry, he's kind of mean, but he's kind of based, maybe.
Okay, that's pretty good.
How is it my fault they made a toy of him then? Like, he's clearly cool then.
June, this does not address the point of him having too many ears, which is objectively true.
That I cannot stand by. I have no retort for that. That is pretty fucked up, and I do denounce that personally.
This is also, he's, the other day, he was like, "Big Bird's made of corn." And I'm like, no, oh, fuck! Like, Jesus! He is, I guess. Like, if you really look at him, he looks like corn.
He does.
Yeah, and you put him in the microwave, all his shit would pop.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Anime Sickos. It is the podcast for geniuses, and the only podcast where we look at the four pillars of modern misery: anime, gaming, posting, and shops. I am Tom, an anime sicko.
I am Joe, an anime sicko.
We got a guest today, one of them Guesto mode episodes. You know it because it's the title. And also, probably, this is your first time listening to the show for this reason. We got June Sternbach from the venerable, many venerate these products, venerable Kill the Computer podcast. Ill-conceived. Sorry, I'm just like, what the fuck is the one with Josh?
There's too much, yeah.
Ill-conceived podcast with friend of the show, Josh Borman, one of the great homies, Josh Borman. And also, The Onion newspaper, where there are jokes are that you go, ha ha. Welcome, June.
Thank you for having me. This is, I feel like me coming on this show has been like a while in the making. We had you on in a previous era of Kill the Computer, and it was like, well, I would love to come on one day, and now it's finally happening. It's finally happening.
I'm not going to bore you, listener, with the logistical fucking goofers that went on behind the scenes, But I was like, let's record over Discord. I need to find June's Discord fucking account. Oh, where is it? Oh, I know. I'll go to the DM that we had to talk about what Kill the Computer once was, Question Kabuki, when we went on it. And then I'll find her account. And all the fucking messages were from February 2025. And I said,
Holy shit, that's a lot longer ago than I remember. What the fuck? Okay. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, but we're here now, and we're glad to have you on as well for many reasons. One of which is, well, as someone who does sort of, I hesitate to say content, but I mean it's the word for it, content for a living. You understand the value of marketing and advertisement and testimonials and word of mouth.
Yeah.
So we are going to force you to do.
You had a nice time at Genius Night. Say it. Say it.
So not only did I have a nice time at Genius Night singular, I went to 2 Genius Nights. I went to the first Genius Night and I was like, wow, that was a great time. But no one is forcing me to do this. I'm going to go to another one. And I went to another one and had an even better time. Especially because I mean, everyone knocked it out of the park. Like it was endless comedy, endless just joy and just I learned so much. I mean, that's the goal, right? Is to to leave a genius. And I feel like, especially in the second one that I went to, I am elevated. I see beyond simple triflings that I used to be caught up by. Yeah, no, it's incredible stuff.
If you're wondering what we're talking about, Genius Night is a live comedy show that I produce. It's at Cafe Mustache in Chicago. If you are not in Chicago, this shit is not relevant to you.
Oh, but you're gonna want to be, because there's not gonna be water, and we have it.
You don't even have to take the fucking salt out. If Iran bombs the plant, I mean, if there's no plant that it's going to be good if Iran bombs, but like we won't all die this week if Iran bombs our plant.
I think we got like probably 2 years until it's like, well, you know, it's getting a little tight.
Genius Night, great. When is it? It's on some fucking day. Go to geniusnight.com, it'll say. Also, at geniusnight.com, all the fucking shows are recorded. So if you're like, if only I could have seen that one June was talking about that was so good. Yes, you fucking can. They're all recorded. You can see
well recorded. You can hear everything. You can see it. It's Madley did a great job.
I have not stopped thinking about the boiler room.
It's not a joke. Like it's
no, I know. Yeah,
it works.
I know
it'll get you off zero. My cats love it too. That's the other thing. When I set up the boiler room ASMR video, the cats will just like gravitate towards it. Like, yes, this is the sound that calms us.
If you were wondering what this concept is, Joe uses this as a sort of therapeutic method where if there's a bunch of tasks that he feels due to mental illness are likely to get procrastinated on, the way to combat that is put on Boiler Room ASMR. That room is now the boiler room, and you must now.
And now every time you like think about all the shit you need to do, instead of like, oh, I'm a fucking loser, I can't believe I haven't done it yet. But fuck, this person thinks I already did this. Fuck, you just say like, oh, I need to talk to the boys in the boiler room about that form. And like, you have to just always frame it like that, because it gives you a time and a place to do it. Because most of the time when you're like, when do I do this? I'm panicking. You're actually just trying to find a place and a time and a place to put those things. And the boiler room is a time, it's a place, it's a mental state, it's many things. And also doesn't matter how fucking depressed you are, because if you keep saying shit like, I gotta talk to the boys in the boiler room, like you'll get up eventually. Like you just will.
Yeah.
I mean, just the concept of a boiler room, it doesn't need to be exactly like that. It can be anywhere. It's the time and a place and a mindset. I think that is the most important part of it. And I realized when you were talking about that at Genius Night that I have one of those, like, unintentionally. Like when I do research, when I am like putting together an episode and an outline for Ill-Conceived or Kill the Computer, what I typically do is I grab all my stuff, I grab my little laptop, what I need. I go to my boiler room is a bar. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but it's just a really cozy bar. They got like a little diner seats. I go in the corner, I get a little gin and tonic. I sit down. They're blasting some like music. The Strokes, they always got the Strokes going, maybe a little Radiohead. It's a great vibe, and I'm just sitting there doing my work, and I get it done. I can't get that shit done anywhere else. It has to be at the diner bar setup. It just has to be.
Yes, there has to be a change of scenery, and if you can't like do it literally, the boiler room trick, like is like you're hacking reality to change it. You're like, I am not moving my house, but I am changing everything around me, like the spaceship in Futurama somehow. Like I'm making this happen.
Yes, case in point to how true this is. One of the funniest human beings who ever lived, John Swartzwelder, was able to write the Simpsons scripts for the funniest things that ever were because he bought a diner booth and put it in his house.
No
and
way.
That's where he wrote
the diner booth. It's it's just spiritually there is an aura. It goes into your legs when you're sitting in a diner booth. It just does something to your body. Yeah.
And he worked from home. There was a writer's room that was like writing together, and then he would just be at home at his diner doing full episodes. It's just like, that's talent.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I aspire.
I gotta say, I mean, a smart podcaster would get off this topic, but I just got to talk about if you see June making posts, you see the podcast she's on, you listen to the podcast, you see all that. Oh, they're so good. I feel positively about her. You do not feel positively enough, because I need to tell you this. She came to that first Genius Night because Josh Borman was on it. They're co-hosts. You got to support your co-hosts.
The homie, and Dono. I love Dono. Was also there. Also the homie.
God.
I love Dono.
Dono is one of the guys of all time.
The first Genius Night I went to was sort of like the homie night. That was my homie night. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like, oh, it's fucking June from the computer. I'm so glad you came, but I understand why. Next time, no, zero homies. You're just a civilian deciding to come out. Oh my God. I always
was
tell
looking
people
forward to it. I was like, for a week, I was like, oh my God, Genius Nights. It's this week. Oh my God, I can't wait. Literally, I swear.
I mean, I've been doing live shows for many years, and Genius Nights new. I had a big hiatus because of the fucking virus that made you die if you went in public and breathed. But I always would tell people when they're like, oh, I'm so sorry I haven't been to them. It's like, if you go to 2, you are like I will die for you. You can go to 2 and never come again, and you have the lifetime pass. It's real. It's real, folks.
Thank you.
Anyway.
No, it's a wonderful show. Yeah. If you're in Chicago, check it out. we can just, that can be the entire episode, is just finding different ways to be like, yeah, Genius Night. That's like, you gotta go to that.
Oh yeah. It's free, but you could donate, and your money goes. Where's the money go? It goes to the writers. It goes to the performers, doesn't it? Do you hate stand-up comics? Me too. It's not a stand-up show. Stand-ups are really mean, and they always make fun of people in the audience, including the weird nerds who are there. I say as I point to myself. Anyway.
Yeah, no, can I say about I know people that do like all sorts of different comedy stuff, but like the thing with stand up is that I feel like because of like vertical video, like the 9:16 vertical TikTok Reels content, it just feels like most stand up is sort of just like crowd work at this point. And I don't I think it can be fine. I think there are crowd work that are funny, but there's always the little thing in the back of my mind where I'm like, this is obviously all just a plant. Like, this is all planned. This is scripted comedy with 2 extra steps, essentially, a lot of the time. I do not trust a lot of it to be off the fly and like completely like just in the moment. I just don't trust that.
I went to a stand-up show where, I mean, yes, that is true. And if you want to hear my thoughts on that, watch the Genius Night, the second one, I think. I don't remember which one. Watch them all.
You talked about that during that, and it was like, yes, yeah.
Okay. But I went to a stand-up show because I'm like, okay, I got to find out who's funny so I can like poach the good people for Genius Night. And everyone was doing fucking crowd work. And at one point, I got picked on. It was one of those things where it's like what the guy was saying was happening wasn't happening, but it's not funny to be like, actually, sir, what you observed what? So I just yes-anded and like did some gags and like whatever. And then I was on Instagram looking up the people in the show to see if any of them would go on Genius Night. And the fucking show as like their big clip from like our show last week was my thing. And I'm like, pay me.
Wow.
Pay me.
God.
I did the joke.
And you went along with it. You were doing comedy too. You were doing comedy back at him.
Crowd work. Like, first of all, I love really bad crowd work if I'm not in the room. I want to hear about it. And I want to maybe see it, but I never want to be in the room when it happens because it makes me like, my palms start getting sweaty for this person. And I just like, why do you not feel the shame I'm feeling for you, et cetera, et cetera. The type of really bad crowd work that I always laugh at, and this is how you can do this. You don't need to be doing this for stand-up. This is just like lazy and also like it bulldozes people. It's just like pointing at someone in public and be like, "Oh my god, he's jacking off," and it's just like obviously he's not, but like that person is immediately like on the defense.
Yes, because it's the same thing. They either yes and they're like, I'm about to bust, or they have to be like, sir, I'm actually you can see both of my hands are unoccupied, and it's like, nerd, he's jacking off.
Exactly. And like yes. Also making fun of people's like haircut or attributes of things they literally don't have is so fun. But yes, it makes me very uncomfortable, and like that's why I haven't watched stand up in a while. If I am going to watch it, I think I would watch like professional stuff, and I'm definitely not going to watch just like mostly crowd work with people that make me uncomfortable.
Yeah. And well, I should say, as much as we're talking shit about stand up and crowd work, as it deserves, a big part of what makes Genius State great, especially, aside from all the hilarious people on it, is that you are not at the computer when you're at there. We hate the computer. I was just saying before this, your flagship show, Kill the Computer. No RAM, no routers. They're doing it for you. Like, it's accomplished.
No, there's nothing better than being away from technology. Whenever I am away from technology, I feel the purest I've ever been. I feel like a newborn. I feel like born again.
Tom and I have this distinction of, I guess, technology or devices, which is a gizmo versus a gadget.
A doodad. A gizmo.
I'm sorry.
Doodad and gadget, I think, are interchangeable. But
You're
like
right.
a gizmo is like the silly little trinket that does something funny, and that's all it does, and it does it well. And then wait, no, it's the other way around.
The other way around. Yeah.
See, this is how good our method is that we remember the basic concepts.
Here's a perfect. What I'm trying to get at is, yes, kill the computer, but we need to understand that like there is good device feeling. Case in point, it's like,
oh my god,
there are countless versions of this. Tom and I got onto this sort of earlier in the show. Is like there's countless like Chinese emulator Game Boys. You just put like any fucking shit on there, and it's like
I'm holding up my Chinese MP3 player, my Snow Sky Echo Mini.
A really nice doodad. And that's a fucking doodad.
It's so nice
when you play it. The little screen has the spinners like a fucking cassette tape to show that the music is playing.
Oh my god.
$40. Well, I was about to say $40, but like now plastic doesn't exist and RAM doesn't exist, so I'm sure this costs very much now.
And to your point, it's like devices like that, I feel like you're actually not using the computer because it's actually not giving you updates about things. It's, even though it is obviously electronic, you are somehow, it basically counts as not a computer.
You feel like you just discovered fire for the first time. You're a caveman. Mm-hmm. You emerge from the cave and you stumble upon some sticks, lightning strikes. That's what it is.
It is also like novel to just have something in front of you that only does one thing.
Yes. The computer has long ceased to feel like a tool that you use. The computer is like your enemy, but like you have to. It's like a coworker. It's your manager, and he's an asshole. And like it's like I gotta deal with this fucker every day. And then like when you have a piece of electronics that actually like performs a task and that's it, it feels like what the fuck.
No, it's perfect. I like the example I always think about when talking about this sort of like gadget versus doodad or whatever that you're gonna have to explain that theory again to me because I don't know.
Yeah, we don't remember which word is which, so it's impossible
gadget,
to get it right or wrong.
Doodad, gizmo, whatever.
I think it was. A doodad is a straightforward device free of sin.
Gizmo is the bad one because that's the one that Kelly from The Onion always set some gizmo.
Yeah. The gizmo's evil. Gizmo's demonic. So like the like a gizmo like is a Tesla. It has the screen in the car. You can theoretically play video games. The buttons, it's all touch. It's all touch screen. It's all button. It's all like this new future tech that sucks that makes you want to die. The door. Have you ever opened a Tesla door? Have you ever
there's no handle.
It sucks. You have to push in and it comes out and then you have to like grab it from the other side. It is the worst experience of all time.
I've never done this. I hate
this. It's evil.
You know how some bookcases have secret books that open walls? It's like that's what the handle is. It's very uncomfortable.
It's the worst.
I hate that because the secret book that opens the wall is like one of the greatest things that could ever happen. And
that's not a gizmo. That's not a gizmo. The secret book door is a gadget. That is like a big gadget. But the
It only
Tesla door,
opens the shelf.
based off of that gadget, is a gizmo. And like,
Yeah.
you go back, like tactile. I like tactile buttons. I like cars with like a nice tactile, like click, click.
I need a knob. Like I need to actually turn of like yes.
You ever
Yeah.
see those fidget cubes that were big like 10 years ago, but then people got their hands on them and they sucked?
Yeah.
Well, the one side of the cube that like when you run across one of them that's like still kicking around, the one side of the cube that actually like does the fucking job is just the switch that you click back and forth. That's just like the
Yes.
on-off light switch, and it's just like I
Also,
can do that
the
for
way those
days.
fully disappeared, like no one has them anymore. They're not just like sitting around people's apartments. They're just like, you don't even see them on the ground outside in like a gutter. They're nowhere. Where did they go? Was that a psychosis? Did I imagine that?
No, my theory is just like they are devices that attempt to control or help direct an impulse, and that is over.
Okay.
So I think it's just like everyone is just like, now I'm just going to watch stuff at full volume in public instead of having a quiet fidget toy.
I'm going to watch AI Fruit Island or AI Love Fruit Island. I don't know if you guys have seen that shit. They're just like,
Who
yes, we
loves
want
fruit?
the we love the slop. I do like the idea that there was like an attempt at like impulse control and like, hey, maybe we should like take a step back here for a second, and then now it's we're
It's
in the
gone.
fucking ringer now. Yeah, we're in the ringer.
Recently, me and Joe's wives went to the fucking symphony together, and my wife was on the fucking train to go there and back. The train took forever due to Chicago issues. But there was someone on the train who was just blasting full volume AI voiced conspiracy alien videos. And I'm like,
Yes.
were the aliens, did he at least not mention Jewish people? And it's like, no, it's like, okay, then that's fine. Like,
I've never understood the like just the people that feel open to share the like shit that they watch like that, like the TikToks and shit, like reels. Like I come across that every once in a while. It's like I don't even want to have my phone open in public, because what if I open Twitter and there's just like an embarrassing post or like just something that I would not even want anyone to see, because it's
what if I'm
Twitter.
scrolling and there's a picture of Shadow the Hedgehog and everyone becomes frightened and there's a mass panic on the bus? He's
you don't want
scared.
that. You don't want that.
There's been a non-zero amount of times where I've been on the bus, and because our fans are who they are, and I follow that, it's just like sometimes there's like a big titty anime girl sometimes, and I'm just immediately like looking around, like I got saw, like, oh fuck, and to watch something with no headphones is to like stand up on the bus and show everyone the big titty anime girl.
In a way, is that not sort of the type of mental clarity and total absence of anxiety that all of us fucking neurotic freaks are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars in therapy trying to achieve? Is this not the goal?
Who's more free? The person standing up in the bus showing everyone the anime titty photo, or you sitting in the bus thinking about everyone looking at you, everyone perceiving you? Who's more free? I guess that's the question. I would argue maybe the anime titty guy.
Yeah,
insane always wins is the thing.
I mean, that's the truth. That's I need to get in contact with John Levitt, because post of his has been going up fucking nutty in my mind, and I need to like tell me more about this and or come on the show.
What is it? What is the post?
It was just essentially like there is nothing with a better profit margin than a scam. And it's like, oh, that explains literally everything that's going on.
Yeah, it's like, it's not new information, but it's just like, wow, I hear that, and now that's all I see.
Yeah, I'm like, this is what I will mutter to myself over and over for the next couple of weeks. Like, nothing has a better profit margin than a scam.
Yeah, I mean, like, we live in a truly, on every level, from the president to just like the average guy on the internet, it's just like a truly scam economy. There is no economy outside of the grift scam economy these days. No better example of being like just crypto bullshit. Like, I mean, that's been a scam economy for nearly a decade in my memory. Like, there was a time when people were like, wow, Bitcoin will save us from the government.
It was supposed
overreach.
to be liberatory, and now all those people bought the government.
Yeah, and now it's like the only reason anyone cares is because they probably put a ton of like it's probably like the richest people putting that in like in Bitcoin because it's like a new gold, it's like a new sort of gold sort of asset, or it's for scams. Like it's everything is a scam. Like the Pauls, Logan Pauls, Jake Paul, they all do this fucking shit.
And the thing is, like, even if it isn't explicitly a scam, there's too much hot money running around, because then there's like rich people are like, oh, I got to find a productive use for this money, and they're more likely to chase the juiceros and shit when there's not like a real tax rate or an interest. Now there's a real interest rate, but like through the 2010s, which is like a lost decade where we also didn't build anything or use any of that zero. But it just feels. I don't know. That was the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think just like the perfect example of this is like you guys remember Hawk Toi? You remember the sensation Hawk Toi? That was the most like 2010s meme moment, I think, of the 2020s. I didn't think we could still do those as a society. Where it's
that's
just
a really
like
good way to put it. It was like an error in the time stream. Like she came into the 2020s from the 10s brief. Yes.
She was on the set of Ellen DeGeneres and then she popped into 2024. Yeah. Because like that's like that tier of like meme that was. Yeah.
And she had the Tua coin.
Exactly. And that's the thing is like she was like a 2010s era internet meme. It was like the most Obama era optimistic type bullshit out there. But then she couldn't still help. And it's arguable if it was like entirely her fault or not. Like, you know, she was, I don't know if you guys know this, but she was bought by, again, I just mentioned them, the Paul, like one of the Paul brothers, like a talent agency. So it was like hard to know how much of it was Logan Paul and how much of it was her. I lean more towards Logan Paul, but even she, this very innocent, just like girl who says bullshit, who she got famous for like a dumb line. She was still subjecting the world to the grift machine. It doesn't stop. Yeah. Like to get ahead to that degree means you have to engage in the only economy that matters these days, which is like the grift economy.
From a numbers game, like you were an idiot if you don't scam, because nothing is a better profit margin than a scam. And especially if you were a sort of a person who is not like a public figure, you just want to talk about fucking sucking dick, which like totally fine to do.
Love
That's
that.
Great.
I support that.
But like, she's not a media savvy person who like knows how to market herself. So she's going to be like, yes, please agency, tell me how to handle this fame. And they're going to be like, well, we know what are the best investments. And I've been me and the boys at HQ been looking at the numbers, and the best investment is to fucking run a scam, because the only downside to a scam is you might get in trouble. And turns out that King Piccolo from Dragon Ball is the president, and he said that evil is law and goodness is illegal. So like scams are fine. You can't get in trouble. So you gotta do it. Anyway, speaking of King Piccolo, I gotta ask this question, you, June. Are you an anime sicko?
I would say yes. I don't watch anime a lot, especially these days. I used to watch anime more in my like late teens and early 20s, mid 20s. I haven't really watched too much lately. I'm trying to think of like the most recent one I watched. I'm drawing a blank at the name of it, but it was like fuck. I should have prepared more for anime.
No, just give me the fuck details. Yeah, give us the weird shit. Give us the
what
carnival.
Kind of outfits were these fuckers wearing?
So this was the one I most recently watched. It was sort of like a post-apocalyptic one. And there's two main characters. I'm blanking on their name because I have to watch shows twice to remember people's names. But there is this girl, and she like early in the show, she has this dilemma, right? She's like this bounty hunter, and she like there's a secret about her, but it turns out that she is essentially transgender, but she's not. Like what it is like her brother like died, and she was given her brother's brain, so it's like she's a guy in a woman's body, but it's not like she's transgender like in the lore of the show. That's just like she literally has like a guy's brain who is the brother in the sibling's body, and it's like but it's a post-apocalyptic like action sort of like monsters end of world type. It's really neat. I if I knew the name of it, I would say I would recommend it.
This is incredible audio, folks. Yeah. This is what we come to hear. I just got to say briefly.
Yeah.
If you are defining anime sickos as what me and Joe are, saying oh, I used to watch anime, but not so much anymore, is not a counter example.
Yeah,
It is like, oh, that's perfect.
It. That's a sweet spot. That's it.
Yeah, that's sort of been my experience. Oh, I found it. It was called Heavenly Delusion.
Heavenly Delusion.
Heavenly Delusion. It's only got one season. It's going to have a second season soon. I highly recommend it. But no, so like for context, the like anime that are my favorite, of course, probably very stereotypical, is Gurren Lagann. I think that's the greatest anime of all time, bar none. Just like the hero's journey of Simone to being like a pathetic piece of shit to this like heroic figure. I mean, he's great. It's wonderful. Great story.
There's many good things to take from Gurren Lagann, but Joe and I have this idea that like some pieces of media are worthwhile to watch just so that you have a concept in it in your brain that you are then able to map onto things in the world and understand them better. And Gurren Lagann, at the end, it's not really a spoiler. Throughout, the scope and scale of the show bursts forth exponentially many, many times. And at the end,
they're just throwing planets at each other, man.
Not
it's
planets,
so
galaxies.
fucking funny.
They're throwing galaxies
so
like
sick.
Milky Ways, like shurikens at each other.
The part I think about too, also at the end. This is paraphrasing, but I'm not really being too stupid here. That's like, it's like the people who are in like the battleship part of it, and they're like, oh no, the manifestation of bad vibes is invading the cockpit. It's like a dark goo. We have to have better vibes than this with the power of our friends. It's like, it's not like that stupid, but it fucking is, and I love it.
Yeah,
it's so fucking funny because the stakes are existential, and like the concept of life is at risk.
Yeah. And it's really funny because like that show doesn't do that at all up until that point. Like there's not ever a point earlier where it's like the power of friendship and good vibes will save us. It's like, no, this drill will just actually tear our enemies to shreds. And then at the end, the last two episodes, it's like, we just have to think better is basically what it is.
It's kind of throughout because isn't the whole thing like
Actually,
when they find the mechas and Simone is like, how the hell are we going to pilot this? I don't know what these instruments mean. And he's like,
that's true,
just fucking go for it, man. Just fucking vibe it out. Feel like you're going to do a good job piloting the mech and it'll probably happen. And then it does.
And all the bars light up.
I mean, I guess that's the lesson of Kamina is don't be depressed is essentially what that whole character's arc throughout the entire show, after he's dead, of course, is that just don't
believe
be sad.
in me who believes in you is like, yeah, comic book shit, but like it's pretty good.
Yeah, I knew someone in college that like genuinely got their shit together because of that line as don't believe in yourself, believe in the me that believes in you. Is like that was like for this old friend of mine, that was like genuinely life-changing at like the age of 19, which I don't know.
It's fun because it takes them out of it. It's like, fine, you're a loser, but it doesn't matter.
Because I love you. Yeah.
It's not about this. It's not about you being a loser, it's about me believing in you.
No, great show. You know, I would say like, you know, I'm a half anime sicko. I'm open-minded. I would like to dip my toes more into the sickness, the illness, but I just also don't watch a ton of things. I've been watching Lost recently for the first time.
Oh,
I know. I'm enjoying it. I fucking love Lost, dude. I'm addicted.
People Lost has the stink on it for many reasons. But like, you must understand that the only reason that you as a civilian who has no Lost experience knows the jokes about Lost, the only reason you know that like Lost, that's the show with the bad ending where they were making it up as they were going along.
That's all the entire thing I knew, about the show until I started watching it,
The reason you know that is because it was so fucking good that anyone cared whether or not that was the case. You know, there are plenty of shows that are made up as they go along that have bad endings that you never hear about because they were bad. Lost fucking whips I mean, let us go no further than just the structure itself, where it's like, imagine a fucking fantasy mystery on a deserted island with an ensemble cast. Now, further imagine that the main character of the story on the island also had a somewhat related incident in their past that informs how they're reacting now. What if we cut between the two of them? And like, what if next episode, that character that was a supporting character that you thought was rather interesting, well, what if it was them? What if they did it now? And it's just like, oh, I love that. It's like,
it's a genius show structure. Like, I mean, I don't know too much of show history before that, but I feel like it was probably the first show to like really do it like that. And it
far as
like,
I know.
especially I'm like at the end of season 4 when it's like they're doing flash forwards now, and it's like, oh my god, like season 4 I was like, okay, I kind of get the structure of this, I get it. And now they're like, oh my, now what if we're going in the future? And I genuinely blew my mind when I realized what was happening.
I mean, like, yes, yes.
And that's like the bad part of the show. People are like that. I've heard that like season 4, 5 ish are like the bad parts of the show, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like this is still ripping. Like this is still really fun. I'm still really into
4 or
this.
5? For me, the nadirs are season 3, because I mean, if you look at the making of Lost, I think everyone will agree that season 3 is the nadir, because that was when ABC was sort of, they didn't really realize that this was like prestige TV new. They thought they were making
Yeah.
like ER, and they're like, so like you're gonna have like 10 seasons of Lost, right? Because this is making us a lot of money. And they're like, no, like how? And it's like, no, you're gonna have 10 seasons of Lost. And so they had to like pump out filler that sucked ass. And it was like only when they were like, now you see how bad these episodes are, right? That ABC was like, fine, you can end in season 6. And then season 6, people say, there are people who try to defend Lost's ending.
My co-host on Kill the Computer, Caleb, I think he's a defender. We're doing a bonus series on our Patreon for it. We've only talked about like the first season, but I think when we get to some of the final episodes, he's a defender. So I'm going to be curious to see the pros and cons, the fors and againsts.
Is it sunk cost fallacy though?
It might be because he watched it. I know he watched it when it was airing, like originally. I didn't, so I guess I'll see how I feel.
I lived with my college roommate all through college, who was a very good friend of mine. He was like a Lost started shortly before college started for us. He was like ride or die. So I got the experience. I didn't really watch it, but I got to experience like the secondhand emotional arc, which was really funny, which is just like, well, I'm not having a good time, but I'm going to keep watching.
Yeah.
And then he's also like, well, the box set is like a cool pyramid. So all right.
Yeah.
These are undeniable things about the show. It has the sauce in some ways.
Yes. My take, I'm not going to get into specifics because it would be ridiculous to do that. But I watched it in real time, and I was deeply disappointed. There are many things in the finale that you can point to and say, but don't you think this is good? Yes, obvious. I mean, it's still Lost. The infrastructure of goodness still exists. There are many things that are interesting to watch. It's not boring. It's not like a boring slog to get through. And a lot of people will also say, like, you don't like the finale. That's because you misunderstood it. People always think it means this. But actually, if you paid attention, you'd know it meant that. And then you'd realize it was good. And it's like, motherfucker, I thought it was that. I thought it was the thing that you say it really is the whole time. And I still didn't like it. I think it's cope. There are stupid shit that I just can't get past. But whatever.
Yeah, I'm not there quite yet, but I can update you my thoughts on this when I get to the end. It'll be a minute. But
I'm eager
I will.
to
I'm
learn.
on my way. So far, I think the show fucking rocks. I think season 4 fucking dope.
Who is your favorite character? And you can't say Desmond because it obviously is.
I like Desmond. He's not my favorite. I can't believe you thought it would be Desmond. Like,
Everyone
I think he's
likes
cool.
Desmond.
I love Desmond. He's a cool guy. He's great. I maybe controversial. I love John Locke. I fucking.
Oh, that's
love
not
that
controversial.
Character. Is that not controversial?
He's great.
He's great, but he also like is sort of a piece of shit about everything, especially post season 2.
That's the best part.
It is. That's what I really like about him is he's like really like it's a guy that like season 1 it's like, oh, he's mysterious. What's this guy's deal gonna be? And it's like, oh, he's like the most useful guy in this fucking town, this island of useless people. And then like season 2 happens, and then he gets into a religious psychosis, and then it turns out he was not wrong about that religious psychosis, and then that like destroys his mental state. And then he becomes like a truther. He becomes an island truther. And then he becomes like the protege of he was just like endlessly the most fascinating like character development in terms of like he is like driving so much of the conflict so much of the time, but he is like a protagonist main character of like our friends, and he's like he sucks and he's great at it. He's so
such
cool.
a big brain move to have like the hyper competent badass guy who's like charismatic and sort of like he's got that avuncular, he's fatherly, he's like, oh, let me take care, like I know, like stick with me and I'll help. And
Yeah.
like his
relationship with Walt really early on. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, he's gonna be the town's father. Yeah,
and
wow.
like he's great. Terry O'Quinn is such a great actor, and he makes him so charismatic, and you
Yeah.
can't help but like him. And it's such a big brain move to be like, well, actually, despite all that, this motherfucker is so stupid and makes the wrong decision exclusively forever.
Yeah. And he's just the most selfish guy, but he doesn't realize it. It's great. No, he's easily my favorite character. That or Saeed. Saeed is just super solid. He doesn't get enough screen time in season like 3 and 4.
I won't say why, but if you're a big fan of Saeed, I have a feeling that you're going to be primed to dislike the ending.
Oh,
Anyway,
no. Okay, yeah. Well, yeah. I'll see.
so you've been going sicko mode over Lost. Another thing that you've been going sicko mode over, you told us you might want to talk about this, and we both went, "Oh!" Is you're returning with the V and playing Pokemon.
Yeah, so for me, Pokemon, that was like my very first video game. My Pokemon, my video game story is I was a simple-minded 3 or 4-year-old. I don't remember exactly, but I was a child, and everyone has that cool older cousin, right? Like, I don't know, you guys have that cool older cousin, especially when you were very young. And it's like that cool older cousin was like very formative in like your early years of like what you found interesting and fun and cool. Like they knew they had taste. They were the only tastemaker in your life at that point when you were just a baby, essentially. So it was his birthday and I was there, of course. And he got a brand new, I think, Game Boy Color. It was like right around when the Game Boy Color came out.
Yeah.
And he had an original Game Boy. And he looked at me and he was like, you can have this Game Boy, this old Game Boy of mine. I got it in color.
Shit. Yes. Yeah.
And he gave me Pokemon Yellow. I had Pokemon Yellow. So as a 4-year-old, I started playing fucking Pokemon Yellow on an original Game Boy from my cool older cousin, and it was over. It was fucking over for me. I played like every Pokemon generation, like all the way up until like Generation 5. I dropped off for like 2 years. I got back into Generation 5, played consistently all the way up to Sword and Shield, and then that was like 4 years ago, and then I haven't really played until this year again. So it's like throughout my 30 years of life, the most consistent thing about me is that I have loved Pokemon. But I definitely took my longest break up until recently. But so I love. Do you guys have similar like stories where it's like that cool older cousin where like it bestowed upon you that
it's like, here, have this old katana I don't need.
Yes,
yeah, that's what he did to me. Yeah, and it was great.
I have 2 older brothers who are like 14 and 12 years older than me.
Oh my god.
So they had fucking Sega Genesis and NES. They had both, which like in retrospect is like, holy shit, what an ostentatious display of wealth. But then I recall that but I never had a Super Nintendo. So it's like, okay, instead of getting a Super Nintendo, they got a Genesis also, which like what a bonehead move in retrospect. But
the Genesis was the working class video game console of that generation.
I mean, the Genesis has some absolute bangers of all time, but like I would have loved a fucking Super Nintendo growing up. Anyway, but like, yeah, I was that feeling of like, well, these are the video games that exist in the world. Like these Nintendo tapes and these Sega tapes and the Nintendo and the Sega, like that's what video games are. And and like I had been playing those games for like at least a year or two before it was made clear to me that like there's stores where they have more.
You thought they like dug it up. They were like excavating Egypt, like an Egyptian pyramid, and they're like, "Oh my god! Like this is we found the Genesis. This is the biblical Genesis, and you can play it." Yeah,
there's Sonic on there. No Shadow because he's too angry.
They invented Shadow early Obama years because everyone started becoming nihilistic. It tracks with the human condition. Yeah.
So did you start this Pokemon resurgence due to the new game Pokopia?
Yeah, so it's Pokopia. It was I gave into the propaganda. I haven't played like my Nintendo Switch in years, but I was like, you know what? For Pokopia, for a little bit of Animal Crossing situation, I'm going to buy the new console. I'm going to play Pokopia, and then I was like, you know, while I'm at it, I'll get Fire Red on this piece of shit. I'll play some Fire Red. Why not? I'll give in. So yeah, that's like one of the like returns to gaming. Because I also the only video game I've like semi consistently played, other than now getting back into Pokemon, is Super Smash Brothers Melee competitively. I don't know if you guys know about that scene at all.
Yes.
You do. Okay.
Continue. This is so fucking fun. This is not what I expected.
My knowledge is I don't think the knowledge you want people to immediately think of, which is like, isn't that where all the pedophiles are from?
That's okay. That's Ultimate. That's
They're playing the new Smash Brothers.
That's
though,
the new
right?
one. That's the new one.
Okay, my bad.
That's mostly the new one.
Pedophiles involved.
There's some bad people involved that, to the community's credit, have been blacklisted from most of the community. Most of the community leaders completely blacklist these like fucking evil people. They have very good standards at the top of leadership. So to give credit where credit is due. But that's like, so yeah, no, I have recently started getting back into it. I went to a tournament a couple of weeks ago for the first time in a couple of years. And that was really fun. There's a pretty big scene in Chicago. If you guys are ever curious, there's so many tournaments in the city.
When the new one, like when the newest Smash Brothers came out, Dylan, who's a guest of ours and a friend of ours, I know he was like going to the tournaments for the new game.
Yeah.
That said, I would actually love to see a Melee tournament because it's so funny that it has a community still. I'm fully aware of like I can't play it. It's a very weirdly technical game. Like the movement is insane.
Yeah.
It's like if you're actually moving normally, you're stupid. You have to be wave dashing the ground at all times. It's just like it's just goofy to look at. And I am always so charmed when the new Smash Brothers comes out and it's like, yeah, well, we're gonna go back to fucking this
Melee.
one.
We're gonna play the one that came out before the Twin Towers fell. Like that's our game. That's our game.
And also like there's only like 6 or 7 like viable characters effectively, right?
Yeah.
Am I overstating it?
More or
Who's
less.
your main?
So I play Captain Falcon in this game.
Yeah.
And so there's two things that I find really charming about this game and community. So you brought up that there's like 7 or 8 viable characters. That's been generally the knowledge since like the mid 2010s. You know, a lot of these characters are quite refined. The like what you can do with them is very refined. But there's been a movement in the last couple of years where people are like, oh wait, Donkey Kong is kind of actually more top tier than we imagined because there's no updates to this game. But so people will just be like, they start fiddling around with these different characters that are
shit.
like useless. Like Yoshi, the best example is in the 2010s. This Japanese player named Amza was like, actually, Yoshi is a high tier dope character. He's way higher tier than most people think. Comes to the US, gets like first placings, beats some of the like best players, gets like top eight. One of the best players in the world still with Yoshi. And it's like, even this late into a game, the fact that like the people's ideas of who is a good character in this game can rapidly shift. Like the meta is the thing I find fascinating about this, and this sort of goes back to the like gadget and doodad and gizmo conversation, where it's like, this is a dead game for all intents and purposes. Like Nintendo is not supporting this. There are no new updates. So it's it's the same as it was 20 years ago. So people are like still pushing that same game to its limit. And I find that genuinely inspiring. And that also goes hand in hand with the like in-person effect. You know, people can play League on their computer or whatever competitive gaming people play, like Overwatch. Sure, you can just stay in your room all day. You can play that. But with Melee,
you gotta go.
You basically, it's like if you're not going in person, sitting in front of a television, playing with the person next to you and like getting heated, but like you're next to that person, so you have to like be nice about it, and like you can't, like, you're friends still, but you're rivals. You have a rivalry, and it's it is so pure, and it's like sort of that like gadget mindset where it's like you are away from the torture device in your pocket for a little bit, and you're around the nerds. The nerds are in your space with you, but you're spending that time destroying your hands, wave dashing everywhere together.
The other thing is just like, it is the GameCube controller and the way it is actually used in this specific context, even beyond it being a bad controller or weird controller at baseline, is crazy. A tournament where people are playing, a room where people are playing, it's just like, it's just clicking. It's just insane clicking. It is deranged.
It's clicking, and the CRT, like 10,000 CRT buzzing like they're cicadas. Like it sounds like you're in a room with like a trillion cicadas.
The GameCube game that I love, I've talked about it at length, is F-Zero GX. I
love that one.
Again, yes, a couple of years ago, because I emulated it and was like, oh, I'll play it again. And I wanted to know more about like what is the scene like now? And well, the speedrunning scene for F-Zero GX went nutty because like when it came out, everyone was like, "Oh, snaking is how you break the game." And I'm like, they probably are still snaking, right? Snaking is so far.
So beyond that.
And there is like a category of speedrunning in F-Zero GX that is like banned. Like we don't do that anymore. And it's like, oh, is it like, the glitch isn't fun, so people like the other one better? Like, no, it is legitimately because to get good enough and execute this type of strategy is extremely damaging to your body, and you should not do it. Like, because you were flipping the fucking GameCube controllers as fast as you can constantly.
The game is not being played the way they designed. Like, I cannot stress enough that it's just like, yeah, we went into the woods and we reinvented it from first principles. It's just wild.
Yeah,
it's like if there was a category of Mario Brothers speedrunning where, like, at the end you had to put your hand down and nail a nail through the center. It's just like, you don't want to do that.
No, so I started playing when I was in high school still. It was like me and my friends in high school were like, let's do this. Let's like start going to tournaments. So we would like start going to tournaments. We would like during school hours, we would like, we had like a short, like little 30-minute club during like whatever you call that, like commons hours. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been too long. But like, so I've been playing with like these same people for a while now. And I haven't seen him in a minute. But one of the last times I saw him, like he one of my friends in particular, he goes a lot harder than I am. He's really fucking good. I'm just like all right at this game, but he's really fucking good. He's like near top 15 for sure in Wisconsin. And like for a while he had like a brace on his hand because it was like hurting his hand so much to play this game. He's getting like arthritis, and it's like that's still worth it to people that play this game. It's like truly a Bushido game. You destroy your bodies. You sacrifice yourself, your mind, your body, and your mental health for this game.
No
for this
other
community.
game,
yeah,
except other Smash Brothers. And they encourage you to use the GameCube controller from the bad times.
Yeah, it's the only way. It's the only way to do it good. It is. It's true. Yeah,
that's so funny.
Yeah, I'm also reminded. There was the Monster Hunter games for PSP, and like basically the only way you could like conceivably play them is you had to use like this claw hand grip because you had to have a D-pad, and then also had you had to manifest a sixth finger on one hand so you could like manage the camera, and it was just like so anti-human. Like, and it's just like, this is how you play though. Like, you go online, everyone's like, my hands don't fucking work. I love this game.
I mean, you talk about anti-human, but I think going back to what June was doing, connecting this to Gizmo versus Doodad, games now are the most anti-human they could ever be. Especially like these live service games, your Robloxes and Fortnites that are just platforms. They exist to extract things from you. They exist to make you want to buy V-Bucks and Robux and constantly be, they want you to be, they keep trying to put out new lifestyle games. Like High Guard did the Concord thing where it fucking released and then was taken away forever in a month. And it's like, well, how could you possibly think anything else was going to happen? The game only succeeds if like 2 million people make it the thing they do for 20 hours a week. How many hours do you think we fucking have? All these games are trying to take things from you. Whereas these old games, your Super Smash Bros. Melee, it could never be patched. The capability for a patch to come out does not exist.
And that's its greatest strength.
Yes, it is a thing that just exists, and that's all it will be, and you get to decide what you do with it. And if you say, my life exists for this, I will burn my life for Melee, because what else would I burn it for? This was the reason I was born. There's nothing I would like more than to be killed honorably against a stronger Melee player. It's beautiful.
I think this is also crucial too, because because it's an unchanged game, patches aren't a thing. 30 years later, when people have something new, they've yanked some additional value out of something that has been there for 30 years.
Someone could have been doing that all along.
Like, it's like they were in the lab and they cracked it's like, we fucking did it. It's just like so cool. And if it was a patched game, it's not fun because there's different versions, all this shit, but it's just like, no, this is the same 30-year-old thing.
It's the same thing. Yeah.
It's like if someone some college student on the stove, learned, if you stir an egg a different way on the pan, It's not a fried egg. It's not scrambled egg. It's like another type of egg. It's just like, what? You could have been doing this egg shit all along.
And they're still discovering new egg variants, new egg styles. It's just like Melee. Egg is just like Melee. That's actually incredibly incisive. Absolutely.
I mean, the first person who invented like meringue must have been like, oh my God.
This is A tier. This is S tier. Nothing can beat meringue.
The element about this too is like when the shit is clunky. I love when it's just. I don't like speed running generally, but the part I like about speed running when you're just like, we ripped off the game's arms and we beat it with its own arms and we're making it take us to the end faster. Like that part's fun.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about like how all the movement is. It's just like when they made Smash Brothers Melee, they were like, people will use left and right to move like across the screen. And it's just like, literally, no. Like, if you do that, you lose.
There are people that could not get any damage on them and beat you if you just like move normally. If you move like a fucking loser, if you move like a fucking idiot, like just left and right, you will never touch certain players in this game. You will just not. But like speaking to, you would probably be really into Super Monkey Ball 2 speedrunning. I'm sure you are if you're into like super jank speedruns.
I just love that game, period. So I tell me.
So I'm not good at it, but I had a friend who got fairly decent at the speedrunning, and it was like the type of jank where you have to time, because you know the timer, if you do the like tracks, if you do the like main story, there's like the timer, you get like a minute or two to like beat the level. You have to like time when you start moving, you have to like go off of like the side rails to like gain momentum. You have to pause the game. You like literally some of the speed runs, you have to pause the game to like kill your momentum. And like you shoot off, and it's like some crazy bullshit. I don't understand it that well, shit. But it's like Super Monkey Ball 2 is the if you love jank, if you love pure jank, that is like your speedrunning game. That is
okay.
Like,
I got checked it out. I love when it's like, all right, now we're gonna pause the game because there's an integer we need to manipulate.
Yeah. And like all of this, I guess for most of my life, I didn't realize this until recently, and especially, I mean, this is like sort of this whole conversation is like the I'm just gonna pull this back into the gizmo gadget doodad sort of mindset, like the classification of technology and like life right now. It's like I have sort of always really admired things that are like janky and like gadgets and like aren't clean. Everything is like, and you can like sort of bring this into like music too. Like I don't know how much into music you guys are, but I have always loved.
We love punk music that sucks, so you have to. Yes, correct.
Yeah. I love music that sucks. One of my favorite musicians is Lou Reed for a reason. His voice is dog shit. His voice is dog shit, and it's so poetic. He is so poetic, so beautiful. The things he sings about and says. And like I love folk punk music. The most dog shit. The most dog shit.
You should be killed for saying that.
I know.
What do you know about Defiance, Ohio?
What do you know about Defiance, Ohio? I love
it's the most unforgivable. I
love college, Days and Days.
I went to a folk punk show with my girlfriend at the time, and I was just like, this is just guys clapping. Like I'm just here at Reggie's. And like,
oh hell yeah,
they're barely playing guitar. I love it though. I love like Andrew Jackson or AJJ as they are now. It's still my favorite. Like I just love them. Like I love them because the lyrics are. Well, you have to listen to them because their voice sucks, and the voice sucking makes like the words pop out.
Yeah, and it's
but like, I can never recommend it to anyone. Can like if someone's like, hey, what should I listen to? Like you in your heart, you feel a pain before you're like, oh, definitely check out this shit.
Yeah, no, I mean I usually give the preamble of like, this is perfect music if you are like really depressed, or you just like you need like, it's usually just that if like you're really addicted to drugs, or if you're really depressed, this is like perfect music for you. Or if like another thing is like I like it's good for if like you're angry, if like you are mad about the state of the world, because I got into folk punk particularly in a time where it was like right around first Bernie Sanders election. It was like that hopeful optimism, and then that was like taken away from us. Hillary Clinton ate dog shit against Donald Trump in 2016, and so that was like when I was really into folk punk. I was like really upset and angry. So it's like, what better than these people singing about how they ate a pill out of the sink. They found it like just in some like water on a sink, and it's like they're misanthropic and want to die, and it's like, yeah, but like I didn't want to die. I was just like, it just really resonated with me, like that, the like realness, the rawness,
Feeling the scum. I like the scum.
I love the scum. I love the jank. I love the scum and jank.
Complaining kicks ass. We have a classic episode with this title. It is one of our core philosophies, and it is so true. The man does not want you to complain. What happens when you complain?
They say, shut up, get to work. Or do you have a better idea?
Stop whining. They say whining to make it sound bad. Fuck that. It is only by complaining that we are able to signal to each other that we all have dignity and deserve better.
Yeah.
So when some folk punk guy says in his terrible voice, playing the guitar worse than anyone ever has, that like, I'm going to do so much heroin, my heart's going to explode and I'll finally be happy. Then it's just like, someone said it. Like, we all feel it.
Yeah. We don't want to do it, but we feel it. It's like, it just resonates in a really raw way that a touchscreen and a Tesla never can, you know? There is and I'm not religious, but there is an aspect of not being earthly. Like there's something earthly about just like the raw human experience of like a Defiance, Ohio being like, yeah, my grandma's dying, and that really makes me sad. As opposed to like the future is gonna make us eternal. I'm gonna put my brain into grok. And it's like, that is inhuman. I don't want to be grok. I don't want that. I don't want to be one with grok. That is not the world that I take joy in. I take joy in the clicky clacky sounds of a GameCube controller, and like with CRTs buzzing all around me. And like, I don't know, there's just like a difference in beauty in like, I don't know, just the rawness of the world that I really appreciate. Yeah.
Talking about beautiful things.
Yeah.
Some of these Pokemons are cute.
They're really cute. I love a Gumi.
Who's the new good one? Like the good ones,
Well, okay,
the new ones.
I was about to say, I played Sword and Shield for like an hour, and then I was like, wait, I realized something.
Yeah.
This sucks ass, and I stopped playing. But there was a Pokemon that was just the boys. It was just like the guys. It was like a caterpillar, but instead of it being one caterpillar, each like ball of the caterpillar
was like a little guy with a helmet, right?
Yeah, and they like hang out in a line. It's just like the homies. That was my favorite one.
The homies. I forget the name of that guy, but that was, I think that was in Sword and Shield, if I remember correctly. Like they're yellow and orange or whatever. They're like kind of cute.
Yeah, Pokemon, that's a line of guys. That is Phalanx.
I like that found it. Pokemon, that is a line of guys. The boys, the Pokemon of, they're the homies.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about the fucking key Pokemon.
Pluffy.
The key Pokemon rules.
So I guess I don't even know how we got to where we were, but Pokemon, I think I think Pokemon for me at its base core is like maybe not as much the newer ones, because I think, so I haven't played the newest one like Scarlet Violet or like the Pokemon Legends Z to A, but I feel like there is a embrace of like the 3D of like some of the new games where it's like it's just not my style. I like the like 8-bit. I love the like third generation shady ass trumpet that goes crazy in Gen 3, and like the pixelated. I don't know. I guess what I'm arguing
I love
for,
sprites. I love sprites.
I guess the whole argument I'm making today is we need to go back. We need to, and like not in a fascist way, not in like a return way, not in a like the West has to like save us, but like in a way of it's like, you know, too much technology is not good for the spirit. It's not good for the soul. It's not interesting. It's just not interesting anymore.
The only improvements left to make on a computer are ways for it to become more of your master. And it's just like, I'm sorry, fucker. I paid for you.
Yeah.
I generally like the 3D transition to Pokemon, but like I agree with everything you're saying. There is something that occurs when games have the 3D transition. Doesn't always happen, but everything feels slower.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt about whichever one was like based in France, like, you know, inspired by France.
X and Y, I believe, was that one.
Yeah, and it was like, it was very like graphically, it was cool, all this stuff, but it's just like, it makes me think of like Animal Crossing and going in your inventory, and it's like, this is taking 40 minutes. And it's just like, in an 8-bit sprite thing, there's no like animate. You just click the word, and then the next thing is happening. And it's just funny, because it's just like, people will do all this work to make this beautiful 3D thing, and I'm like, it's slow. I hate it.
I think that's probably why like you play the older Pokemon games and it's like I'm going to grind and get my team up to a certain level and it doesn't even feel like anything. But then you play the newer ones and it's like you feel like a fool to not have the experience share on all the time, because I think it is just slower, and it's like this is the most efficient way to get through some of this grinding, some of this like leveling up your guys. And it I think it is the speed aspect of it. I think you're right.
So what's the deal with Poketopia? You're playing that.
So Pokopia, it's basically just like Animal Crossing meets Pokemon. So I don't know. It like you sounds like you sort of shaded Animal Crossing a little bit. So I don't know if you'd like it.
No. I love it. It's just like in the act of doing it, it's just like someone is just like, don't go too fast. Don't have too much fun.
Yeah, you can only do it once a day.
It's a lot less of that. It's sort of like, it's hard to describe, but it is just sort of like you're on this island essentially, and you are creating an environment, and you are creating like little grassy fields, and a Pokemon spawns, and then they're there and you meet them and they want to be your friend, and then you can make a little home for them and you get to like give them food, and then you can you just have like little objectives, like making a Pokemon center, and it's like, oh, it brings life back to the island, and it's like you just get to explore, collect shit, build shit, create like a beautiful little Pokemon world. It's like it's like you know, in like there's all the cities in Pokemon. It's like you're building a little world, like you're building a little city, and it's cute.
I have to say this because if I don't say this, if my wife listens to this episode, she will be at this point going insane and screaming into the headphones.
Yeah,
because she has a very fraught relationship with this game, and I'll tell you why.
She has Pokopia?
No.
Oh.
Well, I'll tell it'll understand. She did not grow up with Pokemon and has no nostalgia built in for it. She didn't really know about it growing up. So like she sees them and she's like, I guess these are cute little monsters, but like it's not. These cute little monsters are my friends from when I was at my most vulnerable. So there's that. The setting does not do much for her. The developers of Pokopia is the same team that used to be employed by Square Enix, who made the series Dragon Quest Builders.
Yes.
The sequel to Dragon Quest Builders, Dragon Quest Builders 2, is my wife's favorite game of all time. She has played through the entire game, which takes like 75 to 100 hours, like 5 times. And she is furious about Pokopia.
Why?
Because she wants Dragon Quest Builders 3. But
it's close enough to be frustrating.
It's close enough because, like, part of what's fun about Dragon Quest Builders is that there is combat. You fight the Dragon Quest monsters, and it's, like, really easy and simple. So, like, she doesn't have a lot of action game experience, but it's combat that, like, she can, like, win at. And there just ain't not, like, she's just like, Pokopia is just Dragon Quest Builders 2 with stuff taken out. And people are saying it's so good, but they don't even know that it's actually much better as Dragon Quest Builders 2. And
see, I didn't know this. I've quite enjoyed like Dragon Quest. I've played 2 of them. I forget which ones. I'm not super familiar with this series, like the series as a whole. But I have heard that series, Dragon Quest Builders, is really, really fucking good.
Yeah.
Is your wife into Dragon Quest generally, or just that series, just the build?
She played like 6 hours of 11 and then was just like, why can't I build anything? And went back to Dragon Quest Builders. I mean, like, and I think Pokopia is much the same as Dragon Quest Builders, which there's little characters where like, I would really like to have a kitchen. And it's like, how do I make a kitchen? It's like, well, if you build a room and you put a stove and a campfire in it, it's a kitchen. And the game will be like, this is a fucking kitchen. And the person who wanted the kitchen or Pokemon will be like, great, my kitchen. And then if you put ingredients in the chest, they'll cook it and you don't have to tell them. You don't have to like assign. It's just like
they
food
just
in the
do
kitchen.
It. Yeah.
I know what to do with that. And then like you build a little town, but it's automated enough that like you don't have to, like, you just like, I would like to have a swimming pool, and then you build it and they're like, I'm going to swim. And it's like, you get to see them do. Is this correct?
It's cute. Yeah. It's similar to, again, I haven't played Builders, but it's essentially the same ordeal. Absolutely. And it's great. It's so cute. It's so fun. And it's brought me back into the joys of Pokemon and gaming, other than like Melee here and there.
I will say,
Yeah.
I'm not throwing shade on Bokopia. It looks great to me because all the characters are the cute friends who were my friends when I was at my most vulnerable.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if I let this go and don't say this Dragon Quest Builders 2 shit, my wife will give me grief for real.
No, I've heard that those who have played that game far superior. I think it's a lot better. But it's like, I think we can all exist.
Yeah, we can
We're
play both.
utopia. We can play both. We love a little variety because now I'm interested in Dragon Quest Builders. I think the door is open to me. I am very open minded about this series and this developer.
You can start with 2, right? Like it's just like a better one.
Yeah. It's 2 is just strictly better than 1, and they are unconnected plot wise.
I love when they do that. It's just like, yeah, just this one's fucking better. Just start here.
Yeah.
She always says, like, why don't they ever make a Dragon Quest Builders 3? Why don't they?
Because they had to make a Pokopia. They had to do it.
I'm just like, oh, honey, you didn't grow up as a gamer. So when you hear the word Square Enix, you're just like, that's just a company. They probably make business decisions based on rational cost revenue. It's like, oh, no, dear. If there's something smart and good that they should do, that means they'll never do it. It's like, you don't get it.
It's Square Enix we're talking about.
Every year they're like, Final Fantasy's come out too often.
Yeah.
We need to fucking drag this out. There was I don't know if either of you saw that little, like, I don't know if it was a news article or whatever, but like Square Enix is running into this cultural friction such that
yes no Japanese children know what Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy are
because they take so long. Kids grow up without like them hitting them, so they miss that, which is,
oh my god,
which it kind of breaks my heart because it's just like we're making these, but in a way that, like, obviously not a way that kids could ever enjoy them.
Yeah,
like in the same way that, like, one of the few things you can be proud of as an American is like the cultural history of like jazz, blues, and rock and roll. That's like Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy, I feel like, are that for Japan. Like I feel like if I was Japanese,
it's like the GDP. It's all of their GDP.
It's just like, yes. Like this makes me so proud.
So is it more popular in the US at this point? Is that like what the implications of that is? Okay, so
the implications is that it's that worldwide kids don't give a shit about these things because, yes, if you're 11 years old, no Dragon Quest or Final Fantasy game has come out in your lifetime, or at least not enough to make a dent.
I mean, from what I've sort of gathered too, is that like most kids these days, teens and kids, play games where they like can hang out also, like
Correct.
Roblox and like these sort of service games that we were talking about earlier. It's like that's sort of like the games they prioritize, like the Minecraft, the like building in a world together at the same time, or just like hanging out. And I don't think kids play the games the same way as like we were when we were kids. It's very weird.
Not to say that like there was rich third spaces for me as a kid or anything, but it's just I do not need that. For gaming is not that part for me. The hanging out, I need like the same reason why I don't like playing games that are like funny, like apples to apples or whatever. It's just like I need some fucking direction. I need like a clear win condition. Hanging out isn't one of them. And it's not that I don't want to hang out. It's just like I need to know if I'm doing an okay job.
Yeah, hanging out and gaming are separate. I mean, talk about like, oh, there weren't rich third spaces when you were a kid. Yeah, but like now, if you're a kid and you go to the mall and you're not with your parents, they kick you out. Like you're not allowed. I mean, that's not all malls, but like that is not uncommon.
Milwaukee, one of the malls in Milwaukee does that. They have like security and they kick you out if you're a child without a parent. It's crazy to me. That's so weird.
Like, what do you think this is for?
Yeah. No, it is like whenever you see right wingers be like, oh, like they'll post a video of like some grainy footage from like 1990. And it's like, wow, we don't have this anymore. Wow. And it's like, well, no, that's still there. You're just like 50 now and are like depressed. And like your wife divorced you and took your kids. Like you're not going to be doing the same things you used to do. But on like a very bare minimum level, it's like there are malls where you just can't go unless you're with your parents anymore. Like you can't just hang if you're a teen. It's true to an extent for certain people. Yeah.
It's so fucked up because to have a child develop their brain correctly, they need to do two things. One, they need to hang out, and they need to level up their character. And if the time that would be spent leveling up their character is where the hanging out need is met, then they're gonna grow up lopsided.
They'll be like the Charger in Left 4 Dead. He's gonna have the really big arm. It's like, what's the other one doing? What's the other arm doing? That's worthless. No, it's video games these days are odd. When I'm like, you go into Roblox and you don't do anything in particular? That's weird to me. I don't get that. I like to go into a game and be like, I have to shoot this thing.
I like the most. I have a standing D&D session like every 2 weeks or so, and like that scratches sort of like the hang out and play itch, but that is still to the degree like a tabletop game is.
You level up your guys, dude.
Yeah, I can think about like, oh fuck, Sentinel is going to trigger when they enter into my hex, and then I get a fucking free attack. And every time they attack someone that's not me, I get to attack, and my zombies die in one hit, which means they now have value. I can just do shit like that when I'm thinking, and but also socially say those words to other people who are like, that's so good.
So wait, I'm curious. So you don't like apples to apples, but have you ever played like Mafia or like those like sort of lying talking community games?
I do like those.
I love those. I can't lie. I'm so good at being an evil villain in these games. Like Secret Hitler, I'm so good at being a Nazi, dude. It's a problem. I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared.
Those games, I'm glad that they're not so in vogue as they were in my college years, because I am incapable of lying convincingly. And like, as soon as someone says like, Tom, I think you're the traitor, I'm not aware that I'm doing it, but my face goes like, oh, like, you got me. And I'm just like, wait, fuck, the game's ruined now. So I'm the inverse. I'm too moral.
One of the, we went through a phase where we just played that all the time. We just like we're always meeting up. Like, what are we gonna play? We're gonna do. It wasn't Mafia. It was the King Arthur version of
Avalon.
It's the same shit. It's
all
the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's betraying people. The wonderful feeling of realizing, oh, that person is the betrayer. There's nothing I can say to convince anyone of this information. Like that is to me like what I associate with those games, which is just I like. Also, if you're just like classically when you're like in a game about betrayal and you're like, that guy's Mr. Stabby, it's like, why are you saying that? It's because you're stabbing people. It's so obvious, but yeah, I love that locked in. It's just like, I know the truth about your sin, but no one will believe me.
Did you ever? I have been thrown back into the time stream, and I'm seeing something that I have not thought about for ages. Did either of y'all ever play the Battlestar Galactica board game?
Yes, I have never. No, that sounds cool though. I've never even. I don't know if I've ever even heard of this.
Well, strap in. It is back in the prior to my college career, so like early 2000s, there was a sort of board game push. Fantasy Flight Games was sort of the vanguard, and they published Battlestar Galactica of thematic board games that have just a million sort of components and systems. Like there's like 5 different decks and like 5 different tracks,
6 boards, all that kind of shit.
Because they're like, we have to simulate like every part of this, and a lot of these games are very difficult to play. But I think the sort of the pinnacle is the Battlestar Galactica game, because it is so. If you've seen the show, it is so like that show where everything fucking sucks. You can never get anything done. There's always some bullshit happening. For like the sort of like go to like, this explains it all. Every turn, at the end of everyone's turn, you are required to draw and resolve a crisis card because everything fucking sucks all the time. And so it's like a cooperative game where it's like, we just need to survive and jump, do our warps to Earth. Yeah. And then once we get there, we're fine. That's not how it is in the show. When they get to Earth, it's not fine, but whatever. We're abstracting it for the sake of the game. There needs to be an end. Yeah. However, of the 5 people playing the game, 2 of them are fucking evil and want to kill everyone. And this is what makes the game. So the 2 things that make this game great, that make it so that I can play it even though I can't lie.
Yeah.
One is that there is a game other than the lying. Like if you fuck up lying in the Resistance or Mafia or what have you, game was over. You've ruined it. If you fuck up lying in Battlestar Galactica, you can still play the game. And here's the thing that is huge, because in Battlestar Galactica, the show, they need to emulate this part of the show, which is that you can be a Cylon, a robot betrayer, and not be aware of it. You can be programmed to think you're a human until they turn you on, at which point you're like, I gotta kill. So halfway through the game, so you have to get to Earth, yeah? You have to warp to Earth, and you do that by traveling distance, and you gotta travel 8. When you travel 4, everyone gets dealt a second fucking card, and that you could be evil now. And you're just like, fuck.
That sounds so fucking cool, actually.
It is super cool. One just emotional difference. I gotta lay this out here. All the betrayal games like Mafia, whenever, those are done in 20 minutes. It's very funny to play a game that takes an hour to set up, and there's like like at the 2-hour mark, there's like, all right, now betrayal. And it's just the investment is so much more potent because of that reason. For better or for worse.
This is a game that can only be played by freaks who live together in college, because, as Joe says, it's like 3 or 4 hours per game, and like conservatively, the first 3 games are going to be you just kind of figuring it out. You won't have the fun that you imagined when I described it to you. You're not going to actually get that and touch it until like game 4, which is like 12 hours of prep. But I did play it in college, and I did do that, and holy shit, because eventually when you play it enough, you realize like, oh, if I'm human in the first phase, I actually might want to hedge and like not play great, because like if I'm a Cylon and everyone's doing too well, I'm like, fuck, no.
I'm going to start a small fire, and then if I get the card where I'm evil, I'm going to fan the flames, and then if it's fine, I'm good. I'm going to put it out.
Yeah, exactly. It's
I mean, that's sort of the thing I like about these different like board games, where it involves like betrayal, like these betrayal games. It is sort of like you see your true self. Your true self is revealed to yourself, and it's like, okay, I gotta be mean now. That's fun. But then it is like when there is that stage, like I don't know if you've ever played, I think it's called Betrayal House on the Hill or something like that. It's another traditional betrayal game. Probably a lot lesser compared to Battlestar Galactica of a time investment.
That's all like horror themed in every type of way, right?
Yeah. There's like different scenarios that can happen, and then like everyone's friends at first, and then like 1 or 2 or everyone but one person becomes a villain or like something like that. But I do like that time investment, because it is sort of like you're in this world together, just chilling. You're like homies for a second, and then it's like, uh-oh. Like that adds a lot, I think, to like betrayal games, rather than like sort of a directionless Mafia, which I really enjoy the directionless Mafia, because I like running the like, if I am bad or good, I like running that shit like the fucking Navy. Like I love I love going through and like being like, tell me, like I love being like, what's your deal? Tell me about your deal. I like just to like squeeze people. I think that's very fun in those games. But with games like Battlestar Galactica, it's more directional, and it's like I think it's a lot more conducive for an actual structure, rather than just sort of like aimlessly going around or some bullshit.
Yeah, you could. There's the structure and the fact that there's a million fucking decks and a million fucking things, and I mean it's all very fiddly and takes a lot of investment, and you have to be so it's not a game where you're like, let's figure it out by playing it. It's like, no, everyone has to read the book before.
Yeah. I searched. So when you first mentioned this board game, I was like, I'm gonna look to see what this looks like. So I searched Battlestar Galactica board game, and I found this Facebook post so the post says, first big game of 2025. Battlestar Galactica, all expansions and bending rules for 8 players. They have 8 players.
And absolutely not.
The first comment under this post is, I hope you realize that's about $1,000 worth of board game on your table. Please play with care. And it's like, that is crazy, dude.
I have all the expansions.
Be careful. You do not. I hope your house does not burn down, because that's $1,000 right there. That is.
I also hope my house does not burn down for any number of reasons.
No, specifically for the board game is why I'm concerned. That's the only concern I have.
The sort of structure of Battlestar Galactica allows the betrayals to be like, to like echo across the ages, and like one of them is that like your characters are all characters from the show, and everyone has like sort of a passive ability and something that you can choose to do on their turn instead of the standard actions. But everyone also has a once per game, which is crazy strong, and some of them are even stronger than the others. And the way that they balance like the super strong once per games, it's like, oh, how is like everyone's gonna pick this character, is that if you are evil and you announce, like, I'm going to use my once per game ability to fuck everything
Yes.
up. It's just like, everyone's like, no. Oh, it's the best. It's
that
the
sounds
best
dope.
feeling.
I fear I may have to start looking into this game. I fear I really want to play this. This sounds fucking cool as hell.
Well, we know how to play.
I mean, we could set up a.
We know how to play.
Session.
Shit. Well, if you are ever fiending for it, I would straight up be down.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
The best number of people is 5, right?
Correct, because more than that, it takes forever. And when you have 5 people, there's 2 betrayers, 3 humans.
That's just spicy.
Yeah, that's the right. There needs to be a little bit more humans than Cylons. If it's 3 players, the evil person is on their own, and when they're revealed, it like hurts you emotionally because both the other players are like, "You bitch, you fucker," and you're just like, "I have no homie." And then if you have 4 players, one of the players who is a betrayer is like a half betrayer, and they don't get the full suite of evil, which feels like shit.
Yeah. You're like an oaf that just oops.
Yeah. It has to be 5 because then you as an evil guy have someone's in your corner in being evil, but also the ratio of good to evil is correct, so that because the evil people have a lot of fucking power, so there needs to be more humans.
I wish these board games had like it was like more like real. Like I wish real life was more like the board games, because it's like there's so much evil in the world. It's like real life is like if you're playing one of these games and it's like, oh, we're all friends, and then it's the betrayal happens and it's like, wait, why is there 4 evil people? I'm the only
Yes.
one. I'm the only one.
Yes,
Why is everyone evil? That's like this. That's like the world of politics. Is like, oh, everyone is the villain.
In this game, when someone says I'm evil, you can like, okay, well, I'm putting you in the brig.
I'm gonna shoot you with a gun. Yeah.
God, that's always the funniest thing when like you as the Cylon know that they put the other Cylon in the brig, and but they're still like, I'm a human, come on, and like there's some doubt, and you have to contrive some argument to like why letting them out is fine.
I gotta do some sweeping by the keys over here. I gotta open this, gotta air out this. Uh-oh.
Yep. It's so fun.
One of my favorite methods, like when things are like, it's specifically Secret Hitler. I don't know if you've ever played that one.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my favorite methods in that one, if the liberals are getting a little too like on our trail, like as a Nazi, my favorite thing to do is like immediately join in, especially if I'm like Hitler, join in with the liberals and be like, yeah, that guy is a Nazi. That is a Nazi. And then everyone's like, I trust you. I think you're great. I trust you. And it's like, yeah, you do. Yeah, you trust me. I'm sure you do.
That's the fucking posting guy being like, war in Iran. Was MAGA tricked? And it's like, that's the same. That's what you were just saying.
yeah, that's the same method. It's a very effective method. It works.
I mean, the whole thing,
so
like,
well.
where the MSNBC crowd is like, is Tucker based now? And it's like, fuck you don't understand.
He's not based now. He's tricking you. He's fucking yanking your chain right now, and you don't even understand.
Yeah, and it's also to do anti-Semitism.
Literally,
like that's like that's the thing. It's just like everyone's like, oh, he's good now. It's like, do you hear what he's saying?
Yeah. We've been going on a while, and I don't want to have this not get mentioned, so I will now implement a perfect segue. You know, as long as we're talking about evil people and plastic toys for children, I want to talk about a kooky character you came across, a Twitter username right across one.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
handle.
please.
Make Ninjago great again. June, can you tell me about Make Ninjago great again?
So this character, so my partner, she's been very into Legos recently. She's been collecting Legos. That's been like one of her hobbies, is like, you know, just like get some Legos, enjoys building things, just like having a good time collecting different stuff. So she's been like, she was like going into like different Lego communities, and she comes across this character, and we've gone on a fucking deep dive together of like looking at this person. To me, like I have been wanting to like talk about this character, because to me he is like the perfect type of online guy, where he is like so obviously like genuine in everything he is doing, but like you don't want to like tap the glass too much, right? I don't want to quote tweet this guy and like give him like that like magnifying glass, because I feel like that could ruin what is here. So basically this whole guy's thing is that he is really into like the Lego property called Ninjago. I don't really know too much about Ninjago in particular. It's like Ninja Legos, and I guess there was a TV show. And it started a while ago. But basically, one of the things he does is he carries around like a massive fucking, like, it looks like metal. It looks like a heavy ass fucking cross. And he
It fell off a church.
yeah. Like an orthodox fucking church. And he goes to Lego stores. I wish I knew where he was. I think I've deduced he is from New York. But his bio says he's from the West.
You gotta send us that fucking GeoGuessr guy, Rainbolt. He will be able to tell exactly which Lego store this is within a couple of minutes.
I'm sure. But so I'm gonna read his bio so his name and bio, because I think it's very important context to this character.
Yes,
so his name is Make Ninjago Great Again, and his bio reads it's the cross emoji, the American flag emoji, and it's patriot, fighting to restore common sense, voice of the Ninjago community, and Spinosaurus fan. So it's just like a perfect, it's fucking perfect, this dude. And so he just goes around with his cross at Lego stores and just anywhere. And he like talks to people about religion. And he's like clearly the most autistic. And like, I don't say this in an insulting way. He does, though. He's like a very autistic guy. He has like it's like traditionally autistic interests, but he like insults people as autistic. Like he with the Ninjago show, I guess it was bad. It's bad now. It started good, but there is this image I found that he created, and it's all the different characters in, I guess, the Ninjago world. And so it's there's one of the characters is labeled useless with no power, DEI hire, furry, feminist. One is nerfed. The other is unintelligent clown. One is gay feminized. I guess it's gay feminized.
Was he trying to say feminazi and spelled it wrong?
I think so. And then there's the character next to it that's just autistic. And then weak mental issues, pointless. He is just like the like perfect. He is like a what do you call it? Like a human pet guy tier character. And I'm so fascinated by this guy. I think this guy is amazing. He went to Trump Tower with like a little fucking Lego figure.
Yeah.
He posted a photo. Yeah.
I'll read this post. I recently visited Trump Tower, a true home of patriotism and Christ. As a voice of the Ninjago community, I brought Kai and Pythor with me, two OG characters representing the true masculine Christian values of true seasons without DEI. Ninjago needs this.
So if this was a pure 100% bit, this would be so fucking funny. Like this would be just dynamite. This would just be hyperfixation plus Christofascism or whatever it would be. But this is the real deal. This is not like this person has never told a joke in their life.
Yes. And this, I was saying before, like this is the perfect like quantum character. There are characters that are funny, but you think, well, what if this was actually a joke and this person is putting it on, and then it stops being funny for the same reason that, like, you know, like newspaper writers who make stuff up, they're always found out because everything is too perfect. Every quote is too good. Every image is too like on the nose, and it's like that doesn't fucking happen. And there are times when there's like a character and it's like a post that like that's crazy, but like it's too good to the point where like if a comedian was writing this as a gag, it's hack. It's not creative to do that. And then even if it is real, I always have that sort of nagging feeling in my head. It's like, but it could be fucking hack. This is so weird.
It's too weird to not be real.
Holding a Ninjago man.
Yeah.
Like,
and if it is fake, congrats. Like you fucking did it.
It's like you came up with something really original and that has a lot of resonance. It feels true.
You know what it is? It's like how people are like, they faked the moon landing by going to the moon and setting up a stage. And it's just like, yes, it is that good, even if it is real.
Like there's a photo of the sad merch table where there's hats and water bottles for sale with fucking the MAGA logos on them. And he is holding up Pythor, a Lego man with a snake head, to show the masculine values of Christ.
There's just like nothing better of that little Lego figure with the USA Trump hats. Like it's just like it's so fucking perfect, dude. And like just one of the one of the greats of this guy's posts. I'm gonna read this one. It's this one says, "The ninja from Ninjago support ICE. ICE share their commitment to bravery and restoring order, just like the ninja stopping the Serpentine invaders. ICE are working now to stop illegals. The Ninjago community supports ICE fully. I can just imagine an awesome team up. Hashtag Ninjago. And it's the fucking bovine guy, Bovino.
Yeah,
That
Bovine
fucking
Johnny.
Greg
he's like
John
that
Bon Jovi.
weird ass like short guy. He's like 2 feet tall. And like the Legos, like there's the 2 Ninjago characters wearing I support ice hats. It's just so insane. Like this is not, I wish I thought of this. I wish I thought of this bit because it's too good. But he's just real. He's just a real guy. There's guys like this out here.
There's like a kid saying these things because he's been coached, but he's an adult.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Someone has responded to that post where they're supporting ICE saying, "Oh my God, you're still here," crying emoji, shut your face. To which he responds, and this is a bombshell, which I don't want to investigate because it can only bring me despair. Libs of TikTok just exposed the show and called it out. Pack it up. It's over for you guys. Dragons Rising has been exposed.
I'm just astounded, like I feel like we live in a very bad and scary time, but like the fact that there are still like weird reactionary guys like this that are out there astounds me. Like this is the world for so many people. This is their entire life, is like thinking about Ninjago supporting ICE. It's like what do you do? Like, I sometimes worry, like, should I be doing more? Should I be doing this? Am I truly happy? And then I look at stuff like this and it's like, oh yeah, I'm like really happy. Oh, I'm like,
I'm super
really
good.
I'm like, my life's pretty dope, actually.
Like, oh, this guy has built himself the super prison that tortures him endlessly, even while he's asleep. Whoa, okay.
Yeah. And like, if you scroll long enough on this guy's posts, he's like pro Hitler, like explicitly. He made this like Nazi Hitler Lego he calls Brickler. This dude is crazy. This dude is insane. Now this is truly a good. Oh my God, what did you find here? The fucking ice Lego character.
Oh yeah, he there's this is something that he retweeted where there is just a Lego ice agent. Ninjago cross ice. He really is the ice ninja. Zane is here to deport the Skull Kid back to the underworld and the Serpentine back to their tombs. Well, ice does put people in tombs. That's true.
That's yeah, I guess that's true. This was after the Minneapolis murders. So I guess, he knew what he was doing there. Jesus
I
Christ.
hate these fucking people.
I like that this guy has the Groiper, the monarchist Groiper profile picture too. And look at that. That's the Fuentes retweet. That's, yeah. There we go.
Oh my God, wait.
It's all connected, man. These Groipers, these like Nazi Groipers are all just like, they all are just like these weird guys. Like, these aren't real people. I'm just not convinced these are like, how are these real people? I don't understand.
Jesus. Okay,
I don't understand.
I need to read this one because this is exactly what you're talking about. We're like, it's so insane that he thinks this is like his life. Okay, what is life for? Like, why are we born? Why do we get up? Why don't we just end it all? Like, what is the reason to go on? A wise person knows it's to sacrifice your body for melee. But what this person thinks, they think this Ninjago account is like saving the world. I will read this from September 29th, 2025. There's a picture of Donald Trump giving the thumbs up, and he has been photoshopped to appear as though he is putting his arm around a Ninjago man. I have finally decided to return. Charlie Kirk's death hit me hard, but I've realized I'm needed more than ever to make the Ninjago community a better place, challenging Dragons Rising and the agendas they try and push. I'm here to restore Christ. The time for games is over. I'm sick and tired of the furries who use movies like The Bad Guys 2 and Zootopia to force their ideology to kids, as well as the weirdos in the Ninjago community. We will take back our shows for good and cleanse X.
Jesus.
I love that Charlie Kirk getting murked inspired this guy. He's like, you know what Charlie Kirk would have wanted? Me really being annoying about Ninjago. That's what Charlie Kirk's entire agenda was about.
The last thing he says was gang violence or normal violence. Also, Dragons Rising sucks. Blam, neck exploded.
Oh my God. No, there's some fascinating fucking freaks in I don't know, like these people, like it's hard to imagine these people in real life. Like, what do they do? Do they do anything? Do they just do this? They probably only do this. It's fast, endlessly.
As Joe mentioned about Scott Adams, like, there was no other layer. He was posting until he died.
Yeah.
That was it.
God damn.
End of sentence.
Yeah.
And folks,
Holy
with
shit.
that, I think we got to wrap up because it's lunchtime and Joe is in pain.
I'm falling apart. Not really, but yeah.
June, thank you so much for joining us. This was a true delight and a fun time for real.
Yeah, I had a great time. Thank you for having me on. This was a delight. This was wonderful.
Hell yeah. Where can people find your stuff if there is such a person who is listening to this episode and does not know about your stuff? What are the plugs?
I have a few things. I do Kill the Computer. It's a podcast about how the internet sort of intertwines with the world around us, culture, politics, just, all of that good stuff. Technology's bad, and how like technology is sort of like destroying everything right now. I also do a show called Ill Conceived. It's a show about how right-wing natalism is sort of seemingly a growing underlying ideology of a lot of people in charge and power. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, it's so weird. I have a kid, and it's just like, obviously I live in Chicago, so I'm not even exposed to it direct. It's weird. It's in everything.
People have a lot of weird hangups and projections and political ideology around the concept of having children and how they can control children. It's very scary. It's very weird. So we sort of explore a lot of ideology behind that and key figures on that podcast. Very fun. And then I also work for The Onion, so just I don't know, support The Onion. Check it out. I think The Onion's really fucking great. I love The Onion.
Yeah, we're unemployed. How do you get a job at The Onion if you aren't very funny?
Well, I think you both are really funny in particular.
Oh, good.
You just there's some fellowship opportunities every 6 months. I can send those your way if you want to.
I mean, I always apply. I'm very aware of myself. I know I'm funny, but the type of funny that The Onion needs you to be is not for me. I like to go on and on.
It's a specific voice, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I fill lots of space. If you want me to say a joke in 5 words, I'm like, but my setup.
Yeah, no, it's a little different, but no. Check those out. Check all of that out. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to get The Onion physical. There's the ads alone are out of this world.
I don't know if you got the recent one yet, but the Alka-Seltzer ad in the newest one that I think if you haven't gotten it, you'll be getting it in like a couple of days. But the Alka-Seltzer ad, it's if I'm remembering correctly, I'll give you a little taste. It's something like Alka-Seltzer, taking medicine the insane way or something like that. I was fucking crying at my desk when that paper dropped in front of me. It was so fucking good.
And if you want to go to Genius Night, geniusnight.com has all this stuff. It has the next show. It has the old shows. Geniusnight.com. Thank you for being on once again. Now it's over. I've been Tom, an anime sicko.
I've been Joe, an anime sicko.
I'm June. I'm an anime sicko.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. End of show. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Anime Sickos. I've been Tom, a sicko. You can follow me on Blue Sky at Tom Harrison. Joe was also a sicko. You can follow him on Blue Sky at Sharia Uncle. You can follow Anime Sickos on Blue Sky at Anime Sickos, or email us at animesickos@gmail.com. You can give us money at patreon.com/Anime Sickos if you want. Please leave us a review or something. I don't know. Tell a friend. Anyway, until next time, bye.